Good morning guys, today we are going to talk about the laws of thermodynamics. The very first thing that about the laws of thermodynamics is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. That's what we call zeroth law. Zeroth law in simple language it says that if A is in thermal equilibrium with C and B is in thermal equilibrium with C, then A will be in thermal equilibrium with B. That's the zeroth law of thermodynamics. It simply says if I have three working substances with me, like there is a box that's A and it is in thermal equilibrium with C, and there is another substance B that is also in thermal equilibrium with C, then A and B will be in thermal equilibrium. That is the zeroth law of thermodynamics, and that's the most simple law which we believe. Now the second thing, first law of thermodynamics. What exactly the first law of thermodynamics says? It simply says Q is equal to del U plus W. Now what's here? See, if there is a container having some molecules of the gas, like if we have filled some gas inside the balloon, then obviously these molecules will have some internal energy. Let's say that internal energy is del U. If we are giving some, or we are doing some work on the balloon, whether we are pressing it or we are removing the pressure from it, then obviously some work is done on the system. In that case, if we have done some work on the system, then obviously some of our energy is going to the system. Then it means that already that system has the energy that is del U, and when we have done some work, then it transferred to the system in the form of W, and that could be heat, that could be light, or something else. Okay, so if we have done some work on the system, then the system will have some energy, and then it will be internal energy plus external energy, that is del U plus W equal to Q. Q is the total amount of energy that the system have. So possibly it's clear now that whenever we do some work on the system, then it adds up with the internal energy of the system. Simple language, that del U is the energy, internal energy of the system that always exists. Means there is no system which will not have the value of del U. Yeah, obviously if the value of Q is equal to W, then in that case it could happen. But see, del U could be 0, but U cannot be 0. Del U means there is a difference between the internal energies. So it could be 0. Possibly may the system have some energy, internal energy, before the process start, and it will have same internal energy after the system after the process completed. So del U could be 0. But it can never happen that the system will have no internal energy in the starting or neither at the end. So possibly it's clear now what exactly the internal energy. Okay, and whenever we do some work on the system, it just adds up on that internal energy. That's why we say Q is the total amount of energy the body have, that is del U plus W. You can take it like when we have taken our breakfast, just before that we have some energy, that is the internal energy, and when we have taken the breakfast, now we have W, that's the energy of the food. So the total energy is del U plus W. That's the first law of thermodynamics. Q is equal to del U plus W.